Speak.
He's about to go live.
All right, we are live. This is going to be getting shared out. You'll be able to share it out now too, to wherever you'd like, or afterwards, or anytime. GBR family, this is not an on the spot. This is an emergency broadcast in many ways, and I am with Emmanuel Carlos and Renee Gregory. Their daughter Isabella was senselessly shot and killed in Dayton, Ohio, on August 23rd.
Yes.
Over Facebook post that she wasn't involved in. 3 houses got shot up, and it's just evil personified. The 2 men were arrested. They're in custody, and we hope the justice system in Ohio, especially Dayton, does what it's supposed to do. But I'm going to give them proper introductions. I welcome you guys. Thank you for doing this. We've only known each other. I just now met Emmanuel and Renee. We've talked. You and my wife have talked, a little bit. But this is how God works. And even in the midst of this tragedy, I'm hoping and praying for some kind of peace, reconciliation, and maybe your family that you're somewhat estranged from or whatever might get wind of this, and that could down the road be reconciled as well. But I commend you guys for all that you've been through that I've heard so far, and I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to you guys, and please just start telling us everything you feel that's on your heart about Isabella.
All right. Hi, my name is Emmanuel Carlos Sr. I'm the biological father of Isabella Amore Carlos. That day, what I mean by that day, August the 23rd, 2024, I was just coming from the hospital, and I remember coming through the door. And I grabbed my wife. I said, babe, she said, you all right? I said, yeah, I'm okay, I'm fine. She gave me a kiss. I said, I just want to lay down. Just as I was taking my shoes off, the phone rang. And all I could hear was my sister holler, where's man? Where's man? And I'm like, I'm right. She said, they killed your baby. They killed your baby. I was like, who killed my baby? It was like, it just ripped, like my heart was just ripped out my chest. And then I was like, well, how you find out? Who told you? How you find? She said somebody called her and told her that this is what happened. And I'm just like, I want questions. I need to know some answers to these questions I need to know about. First and foremost, why did the person that had my child call me? They should have called me and my wife first and told us, not almost 13, 14 hours later. So it's like that right there. When I say it tore me apart, it ripped me. It really ripped me apart because I'm still not able to sleep. I'm not able to eat right, and I'm a diabetic. So I have to really try to make sure I eat right. And I actually just come home from the hospital a few hours ago because I got real sick last night. And it's like, it's nothing but stress. But it's like, no man, no woman should have to bury their children.
No.
We should have to bury them. They should be burying us.
Tell them how many kids.
Well, I lost 6 kids. Lost five boys. Isabella made number 6.
All the gun violence.
All the gun violence.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I've never heard of something like that. I'm sorry. So I'm hearing some of this for the first time and having to process it. But you've lost now 6 children to gun violence. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if there's any questions for that. I'm just what was the time span between all that? I mean, there's no time to grieve 1, let alone 2 and 6.
And then we just lost November of last year, his dad died. 15 days later, his mom died.
9 days.
9 days later, his mom died. Then the end of December, my dad died. And now our daughter. So we're still grieving over our parents. And now I'm grieving over my baby girl. And it's not fair. No parent should have to bury their kids at all. None. No. And then stuff so senseless and reckless for what? Over a Facebook post. Why? I just want to ask both of them why. Now they have two guys that did it. Their pre-trial is on the 26th, and we're still gonna be up here in Ohio, and we're going to that pre-trial. And I just would like to ask for a lot of prayers because my husband feels like he's gonna snap in the courtroom.
I would understand. I mean, there's not a person in here, guy wise or female, that wouldn't feel that way.
Yep.
So I pray that doesn't happen. That will only make things worse. It'll take some attention off of them. The news would violence in the courtroom today at the precinct. You know what I mean? And just I definitely pray for your protection and solace at least through that hearing.
Yeah.
The thing that got me so quick.
No, go ahead.
The thing that got me so frustrated and more angry now, it's like a post. Somebody commented on a post about it was showing about Bella's life, how she was coming down on the playground goofing all. I don't know if my wife sent you the picture, that video. If she had, I'll send it to you. But they were commenting on that, and the guy in the background was talking about a senseless little girl, Isabella Carlos, was murdered in her sleep. So he said some other things. And the comment part, somebody in his family, several people in the family said she was in a fucking way. How can she be in a way if she's asleep? And then had another audacity to say, "You got ops out here. We got ops out here for y'all. We got your back. We be in the courtroom. All your ops will be there." Now I'm saying that. How am I supposed to feel? Because me as a man, I'll be my own op taking my child from me. And I shouldn't have to feel that way. I shouldn't have to think that way.
No.
But no man should have to constantly hear torment like that, but over and over. Then my wife, she listens to that, and she breaks down. I'm trying to keep myself calm because, like I said, as you know, last night I was rushed to the hospital last night, and I don't want to get myself upset again. And I'm having a heart attack, and then I won't be able to see my baby. I'll be going right with her, And it's like,
So I know a lot of people are probably wondering why we didn't have Isabella. My husband and I, we actually had an addiction problem. We were both addicted to drugs. 7 years ago, we got clean. But when we came up to Dayton, Ohio in 2017, we had 2016. In 2017, the DA subpoenaed my husband to court, and I had to go along with him. So we had to go back to Baltimore. So when we went back to Baltimore, we got completely cut off with all of our kids. We actually have 3 kids in Ohio. We have Bella, Brooklyn, and Emmanuel Jr. So the one guy on the TV, Michael Noops, was Bella's foster dad, if that's what you want to call him. And then his so-called cousin, Anise White, has my other 2 kids. And we got cut off completely. No phone calls. Bella did sneak phone calls to me and him. She did do that. And she never let her brother or sister forget about us. We just kept getting railroaded. We couldn't get no lawyer. We couldn't reach out to them. They wouldn't let us talk to them. I just started seeing pictures of my kids. When we left Ohio and had to go back to Baltimore, our son wasn't even 1 yet. He was 9 months. And our daughter, Brooklyn, was 4. She was 4. Going on 4 years old. Yes, she was. Going on 4. And we trusted these people with our kids because his cousin recommended them. So when social services got called because we both overdosed together. And, when we came up here, we already had the demon on our back and we brought it with us. It doesn't matter where you can go in any state. If you have an addiction problem, you're going to do what you got to do. You understand? So,
Everybody in here knows.
yep, and I know. I've been reading everybody's testimonies, and it's amazing. It truly is. But we have a lot of people doubting us, saying, "Oh, their daughter died. They're gonna relapse now." But we're not letting that make us go back out there because Bella wouldn't want that at all.
Too far, too deep for that.
Oh,
You know, we've been clean for 7 years, and now we're fighting to get custody back of our other two. And I know God is going to bring them home. Now, I truly believe something was going on in that household with Bella. I believe that in my heart, and that God took her out that situation. Um, he needed her more. He needed to bring her up out that situation. That's how I'm. That's what I'm telling myself. I don't know if it's just to make myself feel better, but that's what I truly believe in my heart. I know God don't make no mistakes at all.
no,
And I've never questioned him. I just want to know, like, my husband and I have been through so much together. We've been together 12 years, been
well,
homeless together, lived in a bandos together, um, all kinds of stuff. And we made it through. And we're not giving up because our daughter was killed. Um, I want her legacy to go on, and I want to get. We both want to get more involved in stopping the gun violence. Now we live in Baltimore City, and I know everybody knows about Baltimore City. It's horrible, but you don't hear a lot of kids being killed in Baltimore. It's just senseless. But these young kids have to put these guns down because they're reckless. Like, for what? What is the reason? It don't make no sense to me.
Starts at home. The reason why I say it starts at home because
yeah.
any parent that has children, I know a lot of parents, teach their children this is right, this is wrong. But then you got some parents, excuse me, they want to be their children's friend. And I'm looking at that and I say that's backwards. Because like I said, I see it all the time in the streets of Baltimore. A lot of the young guys in the neighborhood, they sit out on the porch, drinking with their mom, smoking blunts with their mother. They dad told me he going on a mission to rob. They run with the dads. That's not a family. That's a reckless and reckless endangerment right to me right there. But I would, as a father, I would never put my children in situations like that. What I mean by that is like when my children come to me and they say, "Dad, can you do this for me?" I say, "I don't. I might not be able to do it today. Can you promise me you do it tomorrow?" And I tell them, "No, I don't make promises
Hmm.
because as a child, I was promised a lot, but it never happened." So I felt he kept lying, and that was my father. So it's like with Bella, um, Brooklyn, Talia, and I was just like, I always let them know I give you my word on it. And I tell my kids, when I stand on my word, that's what I have. That's all any man have is their word,
That's
you
it.
know. And I just feel like I was robbed. I no other way I can feel about it and think about it and say, but I was robbed of my child's life.
She was robbed of her life.
She never had a chance to walk down the aisle. I'll tell you this. I mean, I can go back and say, you know what? I was able to have a dance with my daughter. Her first grade year, father and daughter's dance. And I danced with her. And I'm talking about when I say well, we danced, I don't think we ever stopped. When we come off the floor, we stayed on the floor. And then I remember talking about daddy. She said, "You gotta pick me up, my feet hurt." So I pick her up and I think about it. And I remember Bella laying her head on my shoulder. I said, "You getting sleepy?" She said, "No, I love you, Dad." And
Okay.
that's all I have. That's all I have. It's like I'm trying to see if I can picture other things like that, but I'll be lying if I tell you I can picture something, any other thing else. But I do have that memory embedded in
Yeah.
my head. It's like I'm just tired of laying here every night crying. crying. And I'm jumping out of my sleep. Because I feel like she's calling me. I'm pulling the door open, looking for her. It's like, I don't want to do that. And I think what made me hurt even more was when my wife and I was at Fry's funeral home. And I told him, I said, I want to see my daughter. He said, man, your baby is messed up back there. I said, listen to me real good. I want to see my child. That's my child. I want to see her. I said, I don't care how she looks.
And he said, let me think about it. And I said, I told my husband I can't do it. I can't see her like that. I don't want to remember her like that. But
Understandable.
when the funeral director said, I'm ready for you, I immediately said, I got to go back there with my husband. I want to kiss my baby one last time and give her a hug one last time and tell her what I never got to tell her and how much I love her and I will see her again. When we unzipped that bag, it was so hard seeing her like that. Um, I don't wish that on no parent at all to see their kid shot up. My baby wasn't hit one time. She was hit 4 times
5.
from what we saw.
And the reason why I say, but I said 5. I've been in the streets early in my life. I've been in the hustling game. I've been in the gun game, but
You turn
it's
your
not
life
about
around.
that no more. I'm 55 years of age. I have 3 little children that still have to go to school. And I want to do my best and my damnedest to make sure that they stay alive. And I make sure that they put me in the ground. I'm not gonna be robbed at no more like that. If I have to harbor them and just walk with them like this with me to shield them, that's what I'm prepared to do.
You know, they're gonna feel what they feel for a long time. But the thing they need the most is to see you two not giving up and moving forward as hard as it's gonna be. And there's gonna be harder nights.
It's
Emmanuel,
not
there may
about
be more nights you're gonna lay there in that bed and feel the same way. But
it's not
you've
option
got
about giving.
to get through this with God for those other kids that you got.
Yeah.
There's no going back to none of that. The devil wins
Yeah.
if that happens. Isabella's legacy relies on you guys and God for first and foremost.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I don't know how much family, Emmanuel, you have, or how often, Renee, you talk to yours, but I mean this in a literal sense. There's people in here, guys and girls, whatever, that you can reach out to, befriend and message and call and video call, and may even have some close living to you that you could, see on a regular basis. These people in this group, God put together for a specific reason, and that's to build God networks and connections with people. This isn't just something that everybody will talk about for a few days or a week or two and forget about. We're going to be with you as this trial goes on and progresses. Please come back on here and share anything that you want to, with us or any other way you can get this out there. But we believe in you all, and I congratulate you on those 7 years of sobriety. Um,
Thank you.
yeah, you want to talk? You're welcome. It's an absolute inspiration in that sense. People have fallen off. I've fallen off many times before
Mm-hmm.
for basically no reason at all, no excuse. This would be almost who could blame you? I mean, honestly, don't think that way. But if anybody had a reason to, it would be you. But you have more of a reason not to,
Yeah.
You know
and
what?
we will be here with you every step of the way.
Thank you. We appreciate
Thank you
that.
so much. But you know what I noticed too is like about recovery. They tell us that we have to take it one day at a time, but you don't take it. We take about a minute.
Sometimes
Yep,
about a seconds.
We live by
100%. I
every
say
minute.
that myself.
Thank you, God. Every minute. Thank
Yeah.
you, God.
Yeah.
Every minute. Thank you, God. Because at any minute, a person can relapse. And the hardest thing and the hurtful thing for me came from one of my sisters. She said, "Oh hell, they're gonna relapse now. For what? Relapse for what? That's what I want to know. Instead of you saying they're gonna relapse, you should have been over here by my side saying, bro, I got you. Just lean on my shoulder. And it's like
It's crazy that um our own family won't even help us. Like that's their niece, and they won't help. My mother still hasn't even reached out to me, and I was the only mom Bella's ever known. I raised Bella since she was 6 months old. Um, and she called me mommy because I was her mom, and um, I loved her just like she was my own. I never said that's my stepdaughter, that's my daughter, because she was. Um, but it's sad that your own family won't even help. Like, why? Like $5 or $10 is gonna break your pocket.
So they want to go to the clubs. They want to go to the clubs with the money. Buy different hookahs, and we're not into hookahs. We're not into the bars. We're not into the clubs. And myself, I do home improvement. I'm good at what I do. I have my LLCs. And it's like I'm looking at myself right now. I'm missing a lot of money. People have been calling me, but right now, even when this is the first time, I don't think I'll be ready to go back just yet. I feel like I need to be after this whole ordeal. I have to take a break period and go somewhere and see a treatment for myself,
For mental health.
for my mental health, because a person shouldn't have to wake up and feel suicidal and homicidal at the same time. And I've told my wife on many occasions, she was wrong. I said, I feel homicidal and suicidal. She said, you call your therapist? I said, yeah, I called her. I was waiting on her to call back. But when will it get to that point where I won't tell nobody and I react on it? That's what I'm afraid of. So I'm gonna take this time after this is over and get some help for my mental health.
Hmm.
I need that.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with putting
Yeah.
six children, and it's like they keep coming, just keep coming. And it's like it keep coming, and I'm just questioning myself, which one next? And I shouldn't have to be doing that. I should have to do that. And I'm trying to keep all of them close to me. And it was just like I know the man thought I was crazy. I said, is there any way I can give you every all of my organs and put back in Isabella and let me go? Let me take her place. I was replacing with my child within a heartbeat,
I would too.
but I wouldn't want you to. I would much rather give it up. And but that's not how it works. Because if it worked like that, I mean, parents would negate their organs and their heart to their children. It'd be a lot of people do that. But it's impossible. Once God takes you, He's not giving you back. And why I say that because it's like once you're gone, you're gone. It's like I went back there and I went to look at her. I pulled that cover back and opened that plastic. My eyes got about that big because it looked like my baby like something come out of a horror movie. And I still don't believe my daughter was hit from outside the house. I don't. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But just going and look at my baby, it's like somebody tried to pull her face that way. And come to find out she was hit with an AR-15 and an AK-47. And she was hit on her left side of the chest twice, on the right side of her chest twice. But they say hit one time. But they lied. We went back there and we looked at her. But they just said she was just shot. The guy from the 911 call.
Her foster dad, the 911 call, her foster dad says, um, um, I need an ambulance. My daughter got a cut on her chin. And that's exactly how he sounded. He sounded like he was high or drunk. And we actually, so you would think this is a time where we would all come together. We tried to reach out to him and his wife and thank him for raising Bella for 6 years. Um, we don't have no animosity. We were not trying to start nothing with them. We actually stopped by his house yesterday, and he was sitting on the porch smoking PCP on the porch. Looks like he's 80 pounds. And when he seen us, it looked like he seen a ghost. And when my husband asked him why didn't you call me? He said, why? What do you mean? Why the fuck would I call you for? Excuse my language, but why would I call you for? And I said, because what do you mean? We're her parents. You should have called us. And then he was on the news, like, like saying that he was the father of her. They was planning on burying her behind our back. They haven't helped us out with $1 for Bella's funeral at all.
I mean, if you're
I
sitting
just
on a
don't
porch
like
smoking
that.
PCP, you ain't gonna have $1 for nothing.
Right.
But
Absolutely right.
in that sense right there, when I asked him
And it pissed me off.
why, and it took everything. When I say it took everything for me not to snatch him up by his throat and throw him across the railing. And I actually tried to get close enough. And if he came a little closer, instead of backing up, man, you might not be having a conversation today. But I got to realize one thing: it's not about me. It's about getting justice for my daughter. So I bit that bullet. And when I say I bit it, my sister, she might come in to speak a little bit for us, which I hope she do because she's been our biggest supporter, our biggest bouncing ball,
Yeah.
our biggest glove, our hockey cage that pour everything in it.
She opened up her
And
doors to us.
she just, oh no, she faulting herself. But I have to tell my sister every night, it's not on you, babe. I love you for everything you tried to do. She was trying to get them children,
Yeah.
but they wouldn't let her have it. And I still say to this day, if they had gave my sister them children, or better yet, if they had sent them back to Baltimore when we had the papers signed for the children to come back to Baltimore, this one social worker took it in his place, he'd be Jackson.
She would still be alive.
And I was just feeling like, wow, how much power do you have? You have somebody over top of you. And it mentioned it in the affidavit that we got from the courthouse, about my cousin Kelly. Some of her house like it come out of magazine. She has good money. She makes good money. She was trying to get the children. Then my sister Teresa, my sister Angie, they was trying to get the kids. He shot them down. It was just so much, man. It was like, I'll be damned if I do, I'll be damned if I don't. Why are you not doing this? Why are you not giving us our children? And then we went to a place in Baltimore, Sage. If they say for women and kids, well, it's for men, women, and kids.
Who had addiction problems and are fighting to get their kids back. And they help you get reunified. You do groups and everything. And we stayed there for 4 years. We have custody of our daughter that you seen on the news.
Can I bring her in so you can see meet her?
She's only 6. And
I can bring her in.
if we were such horrible parents and we weren't capable of taking care of our kids, then why do I have custody of my 6-year-old? And I got her back before she was even 1. Because when I left Ohio and I got back to Baltimore, that's when I found that I was pregnant with her. But I was so deep in my addiction already, I couldn't get clean. It took me a month after I had her, and I got clean, and we got her back December 14th, right before her first Christmas and right before her first birthday. But come to find out, in Ohio, there's a lot of getting babies for money scheme. And I believe we got caught up in it. I truly do.
Huh.
You want to say hi? Hi. Okay.
Hello there. What's your name?
Julia.
Hi. Beautiful name.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You want to talk about
What's your name?
My name is Trav.
You want to say something about Bella?
It kind of sounds like crabs.
I've been called worse.
You want to say something about Bella?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I did.
Okay, go ahead.
Nervous.
She's struggling as well. She cries a lot. She stays up through the night crying, asking why, mommy, I miss my sister. I miss my sister. Why they do that to my sister? And
Yeah.
she was there when we had got the phone call. She had to pick me up. I just kept dropping to the ground screaming, and she had to pick me up. Her and my goddaughter. So
gonna
that's
pick you up.
traumatizing to them as well. You know, seeing
Did you know one of
seeing
my brothers?
hold on. Seeing us
What's
like that traumatized her. So, you know, we gotta stay strong for her and our other two. Stop. You can't go ahead back out there. Go ahead. No, go ahead and go get daddy. Get daddy. Um,
Excuse me. Do you want to see my pictures?
okay, and then can you go back out?
Oh, very good, SpongeBob.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, stop. All right, go ahead out there with Auntie.
Cameo by SpongeBob. Very nice.
She's outside.
But
She's in.
Julian, please go out there.
Oh, my pencil. Excuse
She's
me.
about to go out the room. Go ahead.
Look. This and markers.
Okay, come on, Julian.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Very strong young lady.
She keep me on my toes. I'm telling you.
Bye bye.
She really keep me on my toes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she keeps me
That would be
busy.
the-
Come on, Talia. Come on, Talia. Come on.
Bella was a
Talia. Come on.
Bella was a smart, loving, caring, goofy,
You want it?
bright young lady, and I have so many memories of her that I will always hold close to my heart. Always. Um, I'm completely shattered. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I keep seeing my baby's face the way I saw her back there in the morgue. And when I kissed her, how cold she was. It's just not fair. Like we've been through enough, and I feel like it's the it's just the devil working. He's trying so hard, but I'm not gonna let him win.
No.
I just want Bella's life to be remembered, and we want justice, and we're gonna get justice. I truly believe we are. This is my sister-in-law. She's the one who gave us the phone call. And actually, if she never gave us that phone call, we would have never known. And she's going through it too. She
That'd
tries
be
to
one of the
stay.
hardest phone calls you ever made.
No, you don't.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say that again.
I said that had to be the toughest phone call you ever made.
That was the toughest phone call I had to ever make in my life. I've made a lot of phone calls, but didn't never thought about making that phone call.
I just I think it's great that they have, she has you and Emmanuel, and the more people they get on their side that knows them and knows their hearts, the better. Every bit of support from anybody, I think, is is a blessing. So
Yeah, she's truly been a blessing. Her and her husband, they truly are.
there are people out there that will definitely be with you to the end of this, whenever it ends, and beyond. But like I was saying earlier about the pre-trial and the trial and all this, I couldn't imagine any bail being set. I hope there's no bail. They don't deserve to be on the streets. I mean, what was stopping them from doing something else? They had absolutely no reason at all to do something like that. And I do hope justice does meet them properly, and then they'll have to worry about making themselves right with God eventually.
Yeah.
But just,
Yeah.
I mean, any other thoughts you got on Isabella, and just like some times that you'll always remember and cherish and stuff, because it's a tragedy, but you know, we do have to lean on the memories and the good times, and you know,
Yeah,
the
but
impact that she had on other people's lives. And
You know, yeah.
I'm not that big.
You are that big.
That's a lot.
We all trying to squeeze in the camera. But I remember Bella. I keep reliving how she was in the parking lot one day. Somebody watch me watch me,
We
Nene.
was living in
She was dancing. That was her favorite song, and she loved. I have a whole bunch of pictures. As us at the pool, at the park. I'm always gonna hold those memories close to me.
um I think the hardest part of it is, I know the hardest part for me is gonna be Saturday. That's gonna be the hardest part for me that day. Just knowing that once we leave that church, I'm not gonna be able to see her again. But I'll see her in spirit. You
yeah,
know, I believe that. I was like, what day was it? We was outside. Me and my sister was sitting outside in front of her house, and the baby said something about butterflies. You know what the butterflies?
No, the red rock, the red bird.
The red birds.
Mhm.
How would you know better? Tell me.
I know we just always say the, you know, of course, the red birds, that somebody is from heaven coming to visit. So out front of my house, we always sit and you can see like lots of red birds. So we just figured that, maybe that's her, speaking. I think the one day we saw a rainbow and it wasn't raining.
Yep. Right over top of her
Right
school.
over top of her school.
Yep.
So that was like, I'm okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
I would take that as that sign too. She's okay. She's with God. I truly believe that. There's no reason why she wouldn't be, and that
Yeah.
that might be a definite sign for you guys that she's okay and she's out of that house, and whatever might have been going on in that house, she's away from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
And,
went
Emmanuel,
to first.
as you were speaking earlier about that issue, and I don't want to really bring that up too much, but I do
Yeah.
believe sometimes God will allow certain tragedies to prevent worse tragedies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say on that.
Yeah. And I
Doesn't
know
make
and I
it
know
mean
one thing. I asked when the corners office called me
Man, don't see
and they told me
don't see that.
I'm not gonna put it up. They told me that they had her body, and I asked about certain tests that they perform, and they won't never tell me nothing.
No.
They won't tell me. They won't tell me. And they said, well, you have to talk to the detectives. And I just noticed the investigation is far from over. They got the two killers, but the investigation is still going.
But they said there's a third one still out there. And the two guys, when they went to the preliminary, they pled not guilty.
That was the bond.
The bond hearing. They pled not guilty and they both got $1 million bond. Like I said, August 26th is the first time they'll be in front of a judge. And we are gonna be there.
um,
I like to say, I would like to ask them two guys one question. And I mean, one question. Why that house? That's all I want to know. Why that house? Because don't
I
nobody
mean,
shoot up 24 times. And they say that was not the intended target house. You
no,
know,
yeah, I've heard that.
and one side of me is saying, and the other side of me is saying that was the house. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But all I want is the truth from the guy that was in that house with her, and the shooters on the outside, and the girl pulling to live next door. I just like to know what really is the problem. What really triggered this? And I don't believe it was a social media. I don't. I really don't think it was something over social media. And it's like my sister is here, right here beside me. It's like I'm crushing down on love on her because she's sitting here, but she's not speaking. But my sister is numb.
Yeah. She's hurting.
She's numb. And her being numb makes me even more numb because she was, she was robbed. She was robbed of the opportunity of having her nieces and nephew with her. She was robbed of that because we asked to call her. We asked right there, call my sister Darnetta, which I know within 5 minutes she'd have been there, loading the kids in her car. But somebody else had another plane to send them where they wanted them to go. And my sister always just sit here and sometimes she telling me, she said she just wish she could have got them. And I just want to let you know, here, I'm not mad with you, and I love you. You try to do everything that you can, and I appreciate it. I know you put a lot on my heart.
You too, bro.
Okay. This is the real sister to me. She's real sister.
We pray for her healing. I pray for your healing as well. I mean, it's such a tragedy. Emmanuel, I gotta ask. Like, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but I'm having a hard time believing this was retaliation for a Facebook post as well. And I don't mean to start getting off into this, but they might need to really talk to and interrogate the people in that house.
Yep.
I know that. And
Right?
I'm asking.
I'm not saying that.
Let me say this. Being though you're on that subject, right? Yesterday, um, when we was leaving
That was yesterday.
the courthouse
That was yesterday.
yesterday.
After we left the interview
Just
yesterday.
got the interview with the news press. I said, go by the house. Take me by the house. So I went by that house. And lo and behold, he was sitting on the porch. I asked my wife, I said, stay in the car, please. She said, no, I'm getting out. I said, no, babe, please. I got this. I ain't gonna put my hand on him. And I asked my wife to stay right here. But if anybody know you best, your spouse knows you. And she got out their car without me knowing and come over there. And I went up the steps and he was like,
He's seen a ghost.
what? I said, yeah, it's me. I said, I'm gonna holler at you, Mike. I said, man to man, I really need to holler at you. And then I thought about it, but when the fear came up like I wanted him to, I know I was gonna snatch him.
I believe it.
I was gonna snatch him by his throat, and I'm not gonna lie to you. But something else came over me to say, you know what, extend your hand. I extend my hand out to say, no, thank you. He wouldn't even touch my hand.
Nope.
That just let me know. But I'm feeling, and unless I have a gut instinct, I've never been proven wrong. He hiding something.
He feel guilty about
He's
something.
hiding something. Because I'm like, and I asked you why you couldn't call me. Hey man, I had your number. You do have my number. I had the same number when I was in Dayton, Ohio in 2016. This is 2024. I still have the same number.
And him, his wife, and two other people that Michael Nooks knows has been on my Facebook since we came to Dayton, Ohio in 2016. I even have the message where he said, we gave Bella false hope. You will never talk to her ever again until she's 18 and until she could say whether she wants to talk to you. But Bella snuck calls to us. And that's sad that my child had to sneak calls to speak to her mom and dad. Shouldn't have been like that. And we looked at the house yesterday. We didn't see no bullets. So
That-
something's not adding up correctly.
Say
Okay.
it.
We want
You said it again.
I said we looked at the house when we was talking to him. He was sitting on the side of his house. We didn't see no bullets at all. None. So I'm starting to wonder if he had something to do with it. You know, and maybe my daughter was sleeping in the living room or something, and the guys came at him and
I would
shot
say-
her daughter. Something's just not adding up. And we want answers. And the DA, they need to dig into it because we're not gonna stop until they do. So if I have to keep going on interviews and on live or whatever I have to do, we're gonna get justice, and the truth is gonna come out. What goes on in the dark comes in light.
And it
So
should. She
Yep.
can't. Isabella cannot get. Well, she's with God, so she's at peace. But justice will not be served unless it's true justice. If
Right.
this was some kind of, I'm just speculating, and the Lord forgive me if I do this against you, but it sounds to me like a drug deal went wrong, some money was owed, something like that. Because for one, the guy says a cut on her chin, there's no bullet holes that you could see. His reaction when you walked up to him was not like tears and hugs, despite everything. It was fear that, does Emmanuel know something? Is he going to accuse me of something? And I know this is going in the direction that I didn't plan it, but this is your guys' free will to speak this. But none of this stuff is adding up. I'm not saying the two that they arrested weren't involved, but one might have got out of the car and went up to the house, and the other one was in the. I mean, as hard as it is, and I know it's tough, and it's all about her, but the cops and the investigators have to investigate thoroughly everybody in that house.
Yep.
Because I don't think, I know those guys are evil and they had military machine, weapons and everything, but just to shoot up some 3 houses over a Facebook post, it sounds like there's money involved. And at the end of the day, money is the root of all evil, not Facebook posts.
Yep.
Go
You're
ahead.
right. You exactly right. You hit it right on the money.
You made your sister picture.
I don't know if anybody has any questions or if they want to know anything.
Sure.
We'll answer.
Sure.
We will answer.
Excuse me. What?
Sure.
I made it for my sister.
Oh, she would love that. That is a great job.
It's a girl SpongeBob.
Well, I think you're very talented.
But mommy, Beauty just
Wait.
Beauty just bite my marker.
Okay.
I get
It's not funny.
Okay.
It was the green one.
But
Not
this one
the
here,
blue one.
she's having tough nights.
Yeah.
She gets up a lot of night, and she asked me, she said, "Daddy, why did he shoot my sister? Why did he kill my sister?" And she asked me, she said, "Are you going to kill them?"
Ugh.
That was tough.
I have to get a marker. I'm like, I love you.
That was something tough for a 6-year-old. And
Yeah, for her to even really know what that means and entails. Yeah.
right,
But I
and
mean,
I don't want to respond in that matter. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Had it been a few years ago, I wouldn't want them to go to jail. I wouldn't. But God changed my heart.
In your life. You
In my
changed
life,
your
but
life around.
This young lady right here, I don't love her. I'm in love with her. And she changed. She helped mold me to become a better man. And a lot of people ask me, how do I feel? Why I feel like she molded me? Because she set me down one day, and she's younger than me, and really told me what she wanted from me. And I was like, damn, okay, I respect that. And I changed my ways.
at least you know.
Go out there.
Mommy, something.
And I just feel like, with
Mommy.
her doing what she did with me, and I accepted and made the changes. Some other men need to listen to their spouse or significant other. Listen to what they have to say. But as men, we got this macho-ness on our back. We don't want nobody to tell us how to do things.
Mhm.
And my wife told me when we got to Ohio, She said, "Now I know you're angry, baby, but
Mhm.
don't try to go out here and revenge."
Okay.
And all I could do was assure her that I wasn't going to do this.
Hey.
And I meant it. I'm not going to do it. I already let go, and I'm going to let God in. I have to worry about
That's it.
putting her to rest properly and then getting back on track with my life to raise the other
I
children.
need yellow so I can draw it.
You know, I don't want to keep a revolving door open from a prison cell to being back home, to a prison cell and being back home. And I don't want to keep doing that. And a lot of people don't understand when people say that.
No.
But, no, it's a baby.
Sorry.
I don't want to go back. I don't want to go backwards. You know, I just ask anybody out there, is there any way that can help us to put Isabella or more Carlos away properly? Everything counts. If it's $1,
Yeah.
50 cents, whatever, it all adds up and count. You know, and
Her memorial is set for Saturday, but we still owe a balance. And that's why
I
we're
think the balance in my paper.
trying to raise the money. How much is the balance?
I would have 2,300.
We
I
owe,
just want
yeah, 2,300 more we owe.
I just want to, sorry.
Go ahead.
I just want to mention right quick that I don't know how often I can. I to share the GoFundMe link and all that. It's pinned everywhere and shared out. I could probably do that more often. And this is still pretty fresh, and we just started talking a few days ago, and doing this now. And I know time is short as well, but the more this gets out there, the more people to share this out and share that GoFundMe link, which, I need to say that it's not me. It's not my wife who created this. It was you and Emmanuel that created the GoFundMe link and that are in charge of it. It's not my doing.
Okay.
I've just shared it out, and, people have sewn into it somewhat so far. I think it'll just increase, and that is very important. So we will keep sharing that, as often as possible.
Okay. Since you and your wife have been talking with my wife, a lot of money started coming in. It has.
Yeah. And we think
And I'm not going to say a lie and say, "Oh, no, ain't nothing coming." Yes, it is. And because if I may speak, one person said 250, right after you said it. And somebody come back and said 100. Somebody come up with another 100. So I just know that God will move mountains.
and he
Yep.
is.
So with this here, I
God
thank
bless you. Thank you to everybody. Even if you can't donate prayer,
you.
we need to be uplifted in prayer. And I appreciate everyone reaching out to me. It's sometimes I don't even reach back. It's not that I'm ignoring. It's just that it's a lot going
Running
on.
back and forth to the courthouse.
Going to the courthouse trying to fight custody for our other two, and then trying to plan her memorial and taking care of my daughter, and then it's a lot. So if I haven't gotten back to you, if I haven't thanked you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to us that we had people we don't even know, we never met, we never spoke to, not once. And they're strangers and they're sending money to us. And we're truly beginning to understand what family is. And each and every one of you in this group is our family now. And I am gonna reach out to everyone that's reached out to me. I'm just asking for their patience. I will get back to y'all. But thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We truly
They,
got to everyone.
I'm sure everyone listening and watching, and there'll be so many more that watch us, over this. And there's so many people that God's brought into my life over these last 10 months, just 10 months. And this group's only been around for 6 or 7 months, but I've met so many brothers and sisters that have bigger platforms, bigger followers, and like if they share it out, then there's so many more. And a lot of them are in GBR, and it's all one big ministry for God's glory. And I know it's said, and I believe that God will never put too much on someone's shoulders. But I'm not trying to speak for you guys, but I think that that's just about at its limits for that. And I mean, I couldn't imagine carrying the weight of that burden, that cross. But literally speaking, like Emmanuel just said, like God can move mountains. The person that donated that 250, as you were talking about, put out a post and commented today about God moving mountains. So I just
Yeah.
think that's a pretty cool coincidence. But this is all God's doings. He had me make this group kind of for myself as I was coming, out of rehab and doing my own recovery, and I fully surrendered to God. And every day since then, it's just been just miracles and prayers answered, and I fully believe in that. And you guys
Yeah.
are absolutely welcome on here at all. When you go to the hearing on the 26th, if you want to come back on here, and I mean, you got a rapport now and everything, and you'll probably be asked to do more and do all you can. But if you want to come back on here and keep people informed and updated, please do.
Okay.
Yeah,
We definitely will. We will.
it's okay because I think you tag him every time with your trial day.
Yeah.
And
Every time I do a post of Bella or pictures or the memorial, I even have her obituary. I'll post. But I'll make sure I'll tag God Based Recovery Group in it, and you and your wife, and um, yeah. I thank everybody. We truly are blessed, and
thank y'all for that.
congratulations on your sobriety.
Oh, thank you, thank
Keep
you,
going. Don't
thank
give
you.
up. It gets easier each
Can I
day. It gets
say,
easier. And that post that you was talking about, it had me crying my eyes out. It was beautifully written. It truly was. He wrote that beautiful. My husband hasn't seen it yet, but I'm gonna show him when we're finished.
I just been trying to, I can put it. I try to stay away from around people because when I'm breaking down and no one is getting that close, believe me, I am breaking down mentally, physically, and emotionally.
Yeah.
I'm breaking down. And I really like to say to everybody that's listening to this, as a father and a man of God, none of us should have to bury our children. But fortunately, I'm burying a lot of them. And I just pray it stops. I'm asking for y'all to pray with me and for me that it stops here. And if it's okay with you, I'd like to get back with you because I'm trying to push a bill on Bella's Law. I'm trying to get a
Okay.
bill for Bella's Law. And I'm quite sure we work together, network together. It might not just be for Bella's Law, not just be for Bella's Law. It could be for somebody else's law in the family or listening to us that might have the similarity case to this. It might help, make an impact on it for them. But we never know unless we put something together and see who all can relate to this. And it might not just be Bella's Law. It could be for our kids' law. Because I mean, I feel like anybody that get caught with a handgun should be locked up immediately, no bond, mandatory 5 years, like they said it was going to be. Instead of, jail crowd, I'm letting them out. You let him out, he's going to get another gun. Then he's going to end up taking somebody's life with that gun. And then you be saying, well, I thought he was going to do it. Stop saying you think and you thought. Because if I got $1 for every time, if all of us on here got $1 for every time we heard somebody say, if we thought this was going to happen, we'd have been rich by now. And I'm just tired of it. So that's what I'm looking forward to do. And I pray that me and you, your wife, my wife, or anybody else on here, we could really get together. Probably one day we all meet up at a little convention after this. And we just sit down, meet each other face to face. You know what I mean? And just go over some things together, what we want to do.
Oh,
It don't have
absolutely. I
to,
mean,
it don't have to be us in Ohio.
Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, there's like on this app I'm using, you can have up to 10 people on there, and as you're doing in your cases, sitting together. So I mean or Zoom, I think you could have a bunch, but yeah, we could definitely do that. And I mean, I definitely will support you in trying to get that law passed and in every way. And there's just so much to all of this, but I truly believe, and I could tell you this, and I could almost from how much I believe I can guarantee you this. There's going to be tough nights. There's going to be tough days. But if you guys stay together and stay with God and do not turn back to that old life, do not go to the drink or drug or anything like that. If you need to
Nope.
take a break, step away and turn off the phone and all that stuff, you do that, but you take it all to God. And if you're getting broken down, Emmanuel, and you're getting tired, my brothers and sisters in this group and everybody can pray and send you energy and refresh you. But if we step away and try to do anything without God, that's when that devil wins a little bit more. And I think it's a miracle at this point that you guys aren't voicing your anger towards God. So you already know that you're in the right direction and in the mindset of that. And I just encourage you to stay with that. But yeah, I can't. This can't just be a one and type of thing. We can call and just text each other, whatever we got to do. But I feel like this is going to be an ongoing thing, and this is one of the things God has me making this group for. We could talk about the law. We could hopefully push the cops and the investigators there to investigate a little bit further. But above all, that Isabella gets the justice that she deserves for her life being cut short senselessly, and that her memory and legacy lives on. And that's all according to just being obedient to God and doing the right thing, which you guys are. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
I couldn't possibly ask any more questions. I usually ask my guests to pray out. But if you don't have anything more you want to say, want to get off here, it's been an hour. I'm sure it's exhausting. What's that?
I mean, we can close out in prayer if you want to.
Okay. Well, Lord, thank you for this opportunity to use this God-based recovery group that you had me create, I guess, for situations like this. And thank you for allowing Renee and Emmanuel to take the time and share what's on their hearts to speak about the love that they had and still have and will always have for Isabella and what she meant to them and everybody else that loved her. And I pray that you bring both Emmanuel's and Renee's families together into some reconciliation. Wake them up, or have them turn to you instead of going to the club. Have them go to your altar at the foot of your cross, Lord. And I pray for everybody else involved and all their friends and family. I pray for the city of Dayton, Ohio. Be with the judges, the lawyers, and the court system, and make them do the right thing, Lord, and seek justice. And we know that your justice is the ultimate, Lord. Peace overall for the families. And I want to thank everybody and be with everybody in this group chat and that was tuning in tonight, pouring out. And I'm sure many are in tears, Lord. Ease their hearts tonight, because this is heavy, Lord. But you will not put on our shoulders too much that we cannot carry. And together as a family, we can carry it all equally.
Yeah.
And just bless Renee and Emmanuel and let them find a little bit of peace tonight as they lay down and face another day tomorrow, Lord. Following you in Jesus' name, as always. Amen.
In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Right. I appreciate you, and I'm sorry for this. I'm going to shoot both of you guys my phone numbers. I think Deb will do the same. And please, if anybody you see in comments or posts that you kind of feel like talking to, or friend or message, you have an instant brother and instant sister in that. And let's build that. And you can lean on so many people. I thank you guys so much. God bless, and I will talk to you both soon.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much.
You have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Keep going, Steve.